For some time now, we have been following Sierra Leonean content, more specifically rap content. We have been amazed by what we saw, and after consuming a lot and considering your opinion, we have our favorite.
Hello. It's your boy Ambassador again. As I told you guys, man, on this Champion League of Africa thing, we'll be zooming in on countries here, because when we have a good player coming from Portugal, we're like, oh, what has Portugal got here? Ronaldo comes and he plays very good on the Champion League. We zoom in on Portugal, like, this guy should surely have some good players, and then we start seeing other good guys in there. So each time we have, like, now Cameroon is known for football because Samuel Eto'o, Roger Milla did what they did. So the world is looking at Cameroon for football, and every country has those talents, but you need one of those ambassadors to go out there to represent hard, so that the world is going to be looking at you. You know, it's a global village now, so everybody's got to sell their talent. Yeah. Today we're going to be looking at, we went to Kenya through the whole cipher thing, but now we're going to be looking at Sierra Leone here. We know Denero represented Sierra Leone hard when it came to the whole Champion League of Africa rap game thing, and it's only but fair that we zoom in on Sierra Leone. It's a very unique landscape because, as I said, they don't have the population as that much, 7 million, but I feel like it's a very intense hip-hop culture. Like, each people have things which they vibe to a little bit more. Yeah, like we know Ghana is very strong on dance hall in Africa. I would say South Africa is very strong on house and I would like to call a little bit purer hip hop. And then Nigeria is very solid on Afro, but a little bit stronger on what we call, should I call it Afro hip hop, or hip hop with a little bit touch of the African flavor thing in it. Yeah, we listen to most of their top rappers now. We had MI doing their own thing, but now with the whole Olamides and Finos coming in, Vector, they have a lot of strong Afro influence on their rap thing. So now we'll be looking at Sierra Leone, and I'm like, whoa. First, of course, top on our list is Denero. Denero. How was the village boys here? Yeah, so he has 25,000 subscriptions, and as I said, we had this discussion a couple of times on Chakara TV where we are like, Denero should have way more than 25,000 subscriptions. Yeah, just going up our YouTube game, because that's where we're strongest, that's where we master the numbers a little more. It's Denero, 25,000 subscriptions. But if you look at his concerts, his fan base, the following you get off the various fan groups, you realize that he has a strong following in Sierra Leone, but 25,000 subscriptions do not say that much. And we know with YouTube, some of those things just translate, because from 25,000 subscriptions, that's how many people are going to be following up his things on YouTube. The first thing I check when I'm looking at it is like how YouTube subscriptions, following on Facebook, Twitter, yeah, things like that. So that's what tells us a lot. You can argue I have many fans and the rest, but I'm not there to see the fans. I'm not in your concerts. I could be there in some of them, but the rest of the world cannot see those things like that. So the first indicators they flash out there is what is it doing. Like back in the days, it was always like record sales, but now it's no longer record sales. It's some of these online things. So it's very good if the Sierra Leonean guys are going to focus a little more on their online strategy and branding their artists here. So Denero comes first. That's for facts here. Everything we see Sierra Leone, it's crazy for Denero out there. And I really like the guy's Pan-African mind first, and then as a rapper I like his old school flavor. Every now and then, we have been so much should I call it in French we say envahi. We have been invaded by Afroish tendencies and a lot of trap things now in hip hop, where for those who fell in love with the real hip hop, we kind of miss some of those things. So Denero from time to time gives us that old school flavor. He's an older guy, so surely he too fell in love with hip hop back in the days. So it's hip hop always has some of that touch here. So I think we've spoken a lot about Denero and other things. I'll not dwell. I had a lot to say about him, but I'll not dwell so much on him. But I feel like he's top on the list for us, YouTube wise. It's Denero. And then at times we'll have some people who will come a little bit higher on their list, though their subscriptions are not that high, but the following we get and the vibes on their songs and their rap thing puts them a little bit higher than some people. So at times the subscription might not really be, but when we put all the various factors together, then we rank them. But the most telling thing is first the YouTube subscriptions, which we will go by. Yeah. Then we have The next guy on the list in terms of subscriptions is Drizilik, the track Pope with Denero, and that's why I first did a review on the guy. That's why I started looking hard on him. And man, I feel like this is the future of Sierra Leonean rap. This guy Drizilik. He might not be that known, he might not be that old on the Sierra Leonean hip hop landscape, but I feel like this is the future of Sierra Leonean hip hop. Drizilik, if he's only going to be consistent with what he's doing, I feel like that's the future. Man, watch out for Drizilik. I can't say enough about this guy, but I just have that feeling. I know he just needs time. Drizilik is going to be something big out there, yeah. And then next it's according to like YouTubing things, we have other guys like, well, let's just go by the YouTube things here. We have Star Z. So for me, Star Z was should I call it, there is first the whole singer kind of vibes to her, and then she always in her videos she's like the big money thing. She does that kind of fine girl swag thing where you're also selling your looks and then now your rap skill. I did not like she was not focusing so much on the rap thing as the art of rap, especially like in the songs I saw here, because maybe she has got other things. I know like rappers at times in the beginning of your career are that deep and that lyrical, then it's not selling, then you start going all commercial, and then now you start watering down your content area. So I might be listening to the things which she has now become commercial, but I don't know. From the things I heard, it was not that lyrical, it was more of like bragging, so her braggadocious things, and then her selling her looks. Yeah, that was what she was going a little bit more. So that's it for like Star Z. And then when I look after Star Z, I'll be looking at Superlash. Yeah, so when I looked up Superlash, I was like, is this some mistake of Superlash? But I know there's an artist called Superlash. So we have Superlash who has 7.13k subscribers. And when I look at Superlash, I like the track How You Feeling. Yeah, so Superlash, How You Feeling is more of he sings, he has some of those very Afro-ish things. So I felt like that. I think that trend is taking all of Africa though. So a lot of the rappers now are doing a lot of Afro kind of things, knowing like, okay, because what will go into the clubs most of the time is not going to be lyrical things. It's going to be those that have the commercial value, which is the Afro thing now in Africa. So if you have some of the Afro vibes, then you might not get it. But yeah, so he had a lot of those Afro things kind of it. And then even his dressing, you could tell that he has been influenced a lot by the whole Midwest swing kind of thing. Yeah, if you know like the Nellyville and his guys, they had the Midwest swing thing, the way they dress, their caps, the baggies, the kind of looks they had. Yeah, when I just look at the guy, he had a lot of that Midwest feel to him. Then we have Young Seven. Yeah, so Young Seven also has should I call it what, the Afro thing to it. He does a lot of the Afro thing to his rap. And then I really like his track where Go Study Fine. So I was not getting all the lines, but I could tell like this is one of those tracks where he's trying to school people. Yeah, so it was Go Study Fine. I mean, I can't actually sing what he was saying, but I like even the hook, the whole Go Study Fine thing. It was really nice and dope to it. MDG has 2,502 or 520 subscribers. Yeah, and for MDG, for me, I just like, as usual, the first track you see is this is Rambo thing, which has a lot of the Afro thing to it, but it has some should I call them cocky / funny lines to it. Especially the line where he said Beyonce for don't left Jay-Z. So he had some lines where he was saying like, if this could have happened, one of the lines just got me smiling. I was like, this guy could be a cocky guy. I'm doing this, I'm looking at all of them at once, but I've subscribed to all of their channels, so definitely I'll be looking now closely at each one of these artists here. But for now, doing this run through thing, I cannot really do hip hop justice to each and every one of these artists, because I cannot scrutinize through their body of work. But I'm just looking at everybody, especially from the subscription point of view and things like that. So like my guy Superlash, I feel like he's still fresh on our minds because he jumped on the whole beefy situation we had in Africa when he took shots the Last Supper where he killed Judas. Yeah, so he did all his biblical allusion things in the whole Last Supper thing where he was taking shots at Judas from Uganda. So we all knew Superlash then, at least the African scene. Maybe he was known in Sierra Leone, but he's also one of those rappers. I mean, like you see, he has 1,900 subscribers on YouTube, and I feel like that's something I see a lot in Sierra Leone. They have a very rich rap culture, but rap has not been that successful. So a good number of the rappers just feel like it's a, how do I put it? It's a hobby, or it's something I do in my leisure time. So the number of these guys I mentioned, where I was like, I feel like they are very good, but they're not putting in their best, and they're not showing us as much as I feel like they can put out there. Because you can hear from a rapper's flow and everything, you know, like he's a seasoned rapper, but he's not really I mean, like even some Jay-Z songs, you know, okay, Jay-Z just wanted to give this guy a verse, but it was not like on his competitive mode of like, I want to put out my best work of art kind of thing here. At times you listen to a verse and you know like, okay, Jay-Z just wanted to be on this one here, maybe to tick the box or something. So that's the feeling I get with Superlash. Even like the videos and things, you look at the last 3 things he has put out, it's not like solid videos or well edited things. It's just like, okay, let's put something out there. If Denero or Drizilik or somebody should blow up real big in the African scene and then get to taste that money, and then the money reflects back in Sierra Leone, most of these other guys will be motivated to come back and then really invest their time and energy on this thing here. So I feel like Superlash is one of those guys here who is very talented. But if you listen to the track, even after before the Last Supper where he did I'm Not a Rapper, he said something of like he somehow like he realized that rap does not pay his bills when he had his son, so he had to jump onto other serious things and something like that. He had that kind of line here in that track, I'm Not a Rapper. So I just feel like it's one of those guys here who I feel like we have not yet seen the best and the most of him, and it would take something to motivate him. I mean, like some money, some level of success for him to really push it out there like that. Yeah, that's just my idea when it comes to Superlash. But he's a good rapper when you listen to his flow and you feel like there's so much more in him, but I don't know. But I know something can come up, I don't know what to make this something to come out yet. And then you have so I feel like this guy, I remember like when we did something on him, most of the were saying he's not serious with the rap thing, he's way bigger than that. Shadow Boxer, yeah, I think he had something to do recently. He was signed, he was signed recently. So he has 1.42, and Shadow Boxer is one of those rappers. I think what I saw him on this track where he did MI it was a diss track to MI, but it did not get that much attention. But I feel like listening to his flow, I feel like I kind of understand what the Sierra Leonean fans were saying when we did that review. I feel like listening to his flow, he sounds like somebody who has a lot more than he's showing me here. So his flow was solid, but it was plain, and I did not really, it was not like some, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I can always tell like when a rapper has done solid work to put out this work. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like if you are a chemistry student, if you read somebody's exam paper, you can start to imagine how much they read to master the material this well. Yeah, so that's the same thing I'm saying. So I can tell like this is a smart guy, but he's not putting this much effort. You can tell from people's papers here. So when I was looking at Shadow Boxer, I had that feeling too. I think Natasha Berkeley will come ahead of Shadow Boxer because of subscriptions, but I feel like Shadow Boxer should even be like 3rd or 4th on the list if we are looking at rap Sierra Leone wise though. But I feel like he has not been that consistent, so his fan base is not that solid, but rap wise I see him coming out there solid. Yeah, but Natasha Berkeley, when I look at her thing, she had that whole Tothiana thing, which I think like is guys, or how back down Tatiana back, so it's like a remix or it's a cover thing she was doing out there. But and she has the kind of Cardi B vibe to it, the whole sexy girl looking thing. Her flow too was good, but as I said, I feel like there is a lot of work. So you might have 4 top solid rankings Sierra Leone wise, but now there's a lot of work which has to be put on lyrical wise. I mean, because like as we said, once you have 2-3 guys, Denero, Drizilik coming from Sierra Leone, and then I turn to look behind and I don't see some strong competition. So I feel like that's some of the things, like I mean, like when it comes to like football in Cameroon, we have solid elite players. When we come to our local league, when we're looking like the Champion League of African football thing, Cameroon's teams are not the best here because our local league is not. A lot of our talent gets exported, so the local league is not that solid. They don't have sponsors like that and all of that. So I can understand that vibe too, but I feel like that's work which has to be done internally. I feel like Denero is doing a lot to put shine on the guys. I mean, like most of the songs, when I look at Drizilik, it's first from his feature with Denero. When I even look at Mediti, his big time track where he featured Denero too, so I could see like he's doing collabos to his I mean, as much as he can to put shine on the guys. But I feel like they have to also work. I mean, like if we are looking at Sierra Leone as a very hip hop conscious country, when we turn to zoom in on Sierra Leone, it should be no play here. All the rappers should come out solid, and you need to have some internal competition for people to step up their games to that level. People should not get too comfortable here. And then we have Mediti, who comes in with 992, so not 1,000. But I like the big time track with featuring Denero, and wow, it was what it was. I don't have much to say about that track though. Denero went solid. Some of the lines he took a jab at I think Calligraph Jones and Sarkodie. He took a lot of jabs, even saying his diss tracks are doing publicity, something like that for him in Ghana, something like that. I like the Denero verse Nate, but Mediti also held his own, but I felt like it was not that solid. I always tell people, like, if you are going against Denero, bring your strongest game. You don't go comfortable on the Denero track, because I mean, even if it means you should get ghost riders, you should rehearse for 3 days before going to the studio, you should go solid, because everybody will be looking at Denero, and they're already you're an artist wise, maybe you are not that known, but every rapper is a king in his own lane, so you should hold your own way, go against the likes of Denero. So in a summary, I feel like that's it. I did not go detailing on all the rappers, but I feel like Sierra Leone has a solid hip hop culture, and man, Drizilik, I keep on saying it again, watch out for Drizilik. He's a solid rapper here. And then in all, I mean, after saying all the positive things about the whole hip hop culture in Sierra Leone, they have all this whole. I feel like they just lack as most of the fans keep on saying, they don't have enough internet. They don't have the numbers. That's why Africa is sleeping on them. But I feel like they have. So the charcoal is burning, and it just needs the right amount of wood and kerosene poured into the fire for it to explode massively. But the groundwork is there. You just need to package it right, and to package it right, I feel like even the artist has to have some work to do. So the fans might go in and get all the subscriptions and more internet. The government puts policies to support them, but artist wise, they need to improve on their level of production. Let's say the first 3-4 were solid, but now the rest, you have to improve on your level of production, because even your lyrics is good, if your production quality is not that, because there are a lot of other aspects that come when it comes to production, it's not that solid. Average fans might not be contented in just getting good lyrics here. They want a little bit more. And then the quality of videos, I feel like all the artists need to look onto, they have to improve on that, because like in Africa, we have, look how the Nigerians and Ghanaians and South Africans are doing. Their video quality is solid. Now the Cameroonians and Ivorians too are doing some good work there. So when we look at the Americas and Europe, the quality, so everybody's moving towards that direction. So I feel like Sierra Leone has to match up. It could be local talent, it could be out from the rest of Africa, but there are cheap names there. I mean, like, if you need some hookups when it comes to better beats, production, video quality, just holler at Ambassador. We could link up something African wise when it comes to improving on that. But I feel like Sierra Leone needs to package more, let the world stop sleeping on Sierra Leone. So as you know, it's your boy Ambassador doing this thing again. I'm out.